Every day, you feed something your fear or your future. One will grow, one will die. The question is, which one are you starving? They say doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And they're right. Failure, at least, teaches. It bruises the ego, yes, but it sharpens the blade. It chisels character. Doubt is different. Doubt is silent. It lurks in shadows. It whispers lies in the dark corners of your mind. And worst of all, it starves your potential long before you ever pick up the sword to fight for your future. You were not born to second-guess your greatness. You were not designed for mediocrity. There is something in you, call it a spark, a whisper, a divine gift that longs to rise, to shape something immortal from the raw material of your life. But to rise, you must choose. You must choose to starve the thing that's been feeding on your destiny, doubt. And you must feed the only thing that will ever build your empire, vision. What is vision? It's not a daydream. It's not fantasy. Vision is faith wearing armor. Vision is clarity under pressure. It's the power to see what is not yet real and act as though it is. Walt Disney saw castles where there was only swampland. Edison saw light where there was only darkness. Carnegie saw empires in molten steel. And you have that same power. Not because you're special, but because you are human. And to be human is to be the architect of the unseen. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Vision doesn't come fully grown. It's not handed to you. It's cultivated, shaped, forged through discipline, through silence, through solitude. It grows every time you resist the urge to settle. Every time you turn off the noise and listen not to the world, but to the deepest part of yourself. Doubt, on the other hand, is loud. It feeds on distraction. It multiplies in fear. And it disguises itself well as logic, as caution, even as humility. But at its core, it is nothing but fear in a suit. And if you don't starve it, if you don't cut off its oxygen, it will devour your life, while convincing you it's keeping you safe. So how do you starve it? By feeding your vision more than your fear. By surrounding yourself with the voices of purpose, not poison. By replacing every what if I fail with what if I rise. By walking into every storm with your head high, even when your knees shake. Because fear screams, but purpose commands, and purpose real. Soul-born purpose is not born in comfort. Purpose is born when the old version of you dies. When you're face down on the floor, gasping for clarity, bleeding your excuses, and all that's left is truth. That's when the seed of vision sprouts. That's when the lies lose their grip. That's when you stop surviving and start building. You want clarity? Take action. Don't wait for the fog to lift, move through it. Doubt thrives in stillness. Vision comes alive in movement. The moment you take one step, just one toward the thing you fear, doubt begins to die. The greats understood this. Lincoln didn't wait for perfect timing to free the oppressed. He saw the cost of inaction. He understood that clarity comes after courage, not before it. Ford didn't wait for someone else to build the assembly line. He built it out of imagination and sweat. And you, if you are willing, you could rewrite the entire narrative of your life. But you must be ruthless with your mind. Because the battlefield isn't out there, it's in here. It's in the way you speak to yourself when nobody is watching. It's in the tiny decisions you make each morning. Hit snooze or rise early. Procrastinate or plan. Shrink or expand. Doubt yourself or declare your future out loud. So many people spend their whole lives feeding the wrong wolf. Doubt whispers, "You're not ready." Vision replies, "Neither were they." Doubt hisses, "What will they think?" Vision roars, "They'll watch me win." Doubt warns, "What if it all falls apart?" Vision answers, "Then I'll build it back stronger." This is the war of becoming. This is the process of transformation. And no, it is not gentle. It will break you, but only the parts that were never meant to last. You will shed identities. You will lose friends who cannot breathe the air of growth. You will outgrow habits, excuses, fears, and as they fall away, something truer will rise. Something immortal, something you, but it won't happen by accident. It will take discipline. Relentless discipline, not the kind that burns out in a week, but the kind that builds like bedrock, slow, steady, unshakable. The discipline to stay focused when distractions scream your name. The discipline to say no to what's easy and yes to what's essential. Discipline is the spine of vision. Without it, your dreams collapse into dust. So build it, train it, guard it. When everyone else is chasing quick dopamine, scrolling, swiping, escaping, you choose presence. You choose work that matters. You choose to plant seeds today that will become forests in 10 years. Because you don't need instant validation when you're playing the infinite game. This is how you rise. This is how vision wins. When the world doubts you, good, let them. Their doubt is fuel. Their skepticism is flint. Strike it against the iron of your will and let it spark fire. Let it remind you that you don't need their approval, you need your own belief. Too many people are addicted to being understood. They shrink their dreams to fit other people's comfort zones. They clip their wings so no one feels left behind. But vision was never meant to be understood by the crowd. It was meant to disturb them, to provoke, to illuminate what's possible. When Elon Musk said he'd launch rockets and land them again, they called him insane. When Oprah dreamed of building an empire as a black woman in media, they told her to stay small. When Muhammad Ali declared, "I am the greatest," they laughed until history confirmed it. So if people doubt you, smile, you're in good company. But hear this, you cannot feed your vision with junk. The vision you're building, your life's architecture, depends on what you consume. Not just food, not just content thoughts, the internal narrative. Your self-talk is the programming language of your future. Every sentence you repeat becomes a code your subconscious executes. If you speak limitation, you will manifest chains. If you speak strength, your actions will follow. So speak like a leader, even when no one is listening, especially then, because the private voice becomes the public result. Don't wait for motivation to strike, it's a terrible master. Train your mind like a warrior trains for battle, daily, deliberately, and with absolute intent. Get up early not because it's trendy, but because it creates silence before the noise. Read not to impress, but to sharpen. Write not to post, but to process. You must become obsessed with inner clarity. You must know why you're here, even if no one else does. Purpose is not a mystery. It's not found at the top of a mountain. It's carved from pain, stitched together from every experience that tried to break you. Purpose is not discovered, it's decided. You decide that your past does not define you. You decide that trauma becomes testimony. You decide that you will build something meaningful no matter how long it takes. That decision, that ruthless clarity, is the shield that protects your vision, because storms will come, people will leave, money will run low, doubt will knock again and again and again. But when you're anchored in vision, you are not moved. You bend, but you don't break. You stagger, but you don't surrender. You cry, but you still rise. This is where the separation happens, not in talent, not in luck, not in timing, but in persistence. The greatest in history didn't win because they never doubted, they won because they starved their doubt and fed their vision in the dark. When Abraham Lincoln lost 8 elections, faced bankruptcy, and buried his beloved son, he didn't stop. He grew. His adversity became an anvil where resolve was forged, and when the time came, he carried a nation through war, not because he was perfect, but because he was purpose-driven. You don't need perfect conditions, you need relentless focus. Clarity, discipline, action. Every day, even when it's boring, especially then. Because vision is not built in a blaze of inspiration, it's built in the quiet hours. When no one is clapping, when no one sees the work. You want success, then embrace obscurity, embrace repetition, embrace rejection. Because every no is a rung on the ladder. Every failure is a crack in the stone that reveals the gold beneath. Every long night spent doubting is a chance to prove your belief is stronger than your fear. This is the test. And most people fail not because they're weak, but because they expect it to be easy. It's not easy. It's war, a war between the current you and the possible you, and only one will survive. The possible you, the one with vision, with fire, with relentless grit, needs you to stop feeding the fear. It needs you to go all in. Not halfway, not when it's convenient, all in, because if you give yourself any escape route, doubt will take it. Burn the boats, commit, not because it's guaranteed, but because it matters. That's what separates dreamers from visionaries. Dreamers wait for proof. Visionaries become the proof. So become it. ChatGPT said, no one is coming to save you. Not the government, not the economy, not some mentor with a silver key to unlock your destiny. You are the key, you are the gate, you are the one you've been waiting for. And the moment you realize that, the exact moment you stop outsourcing your power, you take your first breath as a free person, not free in comfort, but free in conviction. Free in the knowledge that what you build with your own hands, your own mind, your own vision, that can never be taken from you, but you must get serious. This is not a game. This is your life, your one shot. And every second you spend coddling doubt is a second stolen from greatness. Every hour wasted in excuses is an hour you could have been building. Every time you say maybe tomorrow, you insult the fire that still burns in your chest today. Get angry, righteously angry at the chains you've let wrap around your dreams. Because doubt doesn't just hold you back, it betrays the people you could have inspired, the lives you could have changed, the legacy you could have left. There are people right now suffering who need what only you can create. And if you let your doubt dictate your choices, You don't just rob yourself, you rob them. Do you understand the weight of that? Your vision is not just a personal luxury, it's a responsibility. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs clarity. It needs leaders, builders, visionaries, warriors of integrity and intention. And you are one of you choose to be, but you must get out of your own way. You must stop arguing for your limitations. Every time you say, I'm not ready, you're feeding the wrong side. Every time you say, I'm too old, too young, too late, you're digging your own grave while holding the blueprint to a skyscraper. Excuses are elegantly crafted lies, and the more convincing they sound, the more dangerous they become. So destroy them. One by one, replace I don't know how with I'll figure it out. Replace I'm scared with I'm ready to grow. Replace it's not the right time with there will never be a better time than now. Because the clock is not stopping, and neither should you. This is your moment. But moments don't make themselves meaningful, you do. You give them power by the decisions you make. Do you wake up and scroll, or do you rise and create? Do you complain, or do you construct? Do you compare, or do you conquer? Comparison is the death of vision. You cannot chase your purpose while staring at someone else's path. Your journey is sacred. And the longer you look sideways, the more crooked your steps become. Look forward, eyes ahead, one step, then another. That's how giants are made, not overnight, not in perfect circumstances, but in the daily decision to rise, to show up, to build when nobody's watching. This is what it means to feed your vision. It's not glamorous, it's not loud, it's quiet, consistent fire. It's work done in silence, results revealed in thunder. You must learn to trust the process even when there's no applause, even when the bank account is low, even when friends don't understand, even when the results are slow, because real visionaries play the long game. They don't plant a seed and dig it up the next day. They water it. They protect it. They endure the seasons, and then when the time is right, everything blooms. But only because they stayed the course. Will you? Will you keep building when no one believes yet? Will you keep moving when the fog hasn't lifted? Will you keep speaking life over your dreams when everyone else is speaking death? That's the cost of greatness. That's the path few are willing to take. But if you do, if you truly do, one day you will wake up and walk through a life that once only lived in your mind. A life built not on chance, but on vision. And on that day, when your reality finally aligns with your vision, when the world sees what you saw in the darkness, there will be no words, just a quiet knowing. A knowing that you did this, not luck, not circumstance, not privilege. The version of you who refused to quit, the version who starved every lie, every excuse, every whisper of not enough, the version who kept going when no one clapped, when no one watched, when no one cared. You will stand there not proud in arrogance but rooted in purpose, calm, grounded. A giant among men, not because you stepped on others, but because you lifted yourself. And when people ask how you did it, you won't speak of miracles or secrets. You'll speak of decisions. Because that's what it all comes down to, the daily decision to feed one future and starve the other. You either feed your fear or you feed your fire. You either water your vision or you let weeds of doubt take root. You either build your dream or you build someone else's. There is no neutral, no pause button on destiny. Each day, you are moving towards something or away from it. And once you realize that, you begin to live deliberately. Not by default, not in reaction, but with precision, with fire, with intent. This is the sacred ground of transformation. And yes, it will cost you. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you fitting in. It will cost you the illusion of safety, the seduction of average, the addiction to approval. But what you gain, unshakable confidence, soul-deep peace, a legacy that echoes beyond your lifetime. People will try to make you doubt it. They will call you obsessed. Let them. Obsessed is what they call the focused. Delusional is what they call the daring. Crazy is what they call the revolutionary until they need what you built. So let them talk. Let them doubt. You're not here to convince them. You're here to become the vision they cannot yet see, because you are not chasing a fantasy. You are building a reality. One thought at a time, one action at a time, one day at a time, brick by brick. You are not lost. You are being carved, refined, molded, tempered in fire. Every delay is preparing your character. Every setback is sharpening your resolve. Every heartbreak is deepening your compassion. Nothing is wasted. Your pain has a purpose. Your struggle has a design. And your vision, if you protect it, will outlive you. That's the real power of vision. It transcends the present. It's bigger than your mood. It's bigger than your bank account. It's bigger than your current ability. It is the compass that keeps you walking when your legs are tired. It is the voice that says go again when logic says quit. It is the light that leads you through valleys so deep. You forget what sunlight feels like until it breaks again, and it will. Because you were not made to stay in the shadows, you were made to rise. So do not wait for certainty. Certainty is the currency of the comfortable. What you need is courage. Courage to take the step before the staircase appears. Courage to speak truth when your voice shakes. Courage to believe not because you have proof, but because your spirit remembers who you are. Remember. You come from survivors. From warriors, from inventors, revolutionaries, trailblazers. Their blood runs through your veins. You carry the same fire that built pyramids, launched rockets, crossed oceans, and shattered ceilings. So act like it. Stand up. Speak vision. Walk with fire. Starve your doubt. Feed your faith. And build the life that was waiting for your courage to show up. And when you feel tired, because you will, don't stop. Rest if you must, but never quit. You don't stop feeding your body because it's hard. You don't stop breathing because the air is heavy. So why would you stop feeding your vision just because the journey is uphill? Understand this: greatness is not born in comfort, it is born in conflict. Every person who ever achieved something unforgettable walked through fire. Nelson Mandela sat in a prison cell for 27 years not because he lacked vision, but because his vision threatened systems of oppression. Did he let doubt win? No, he came out stronger, more focused, with a vision that changed nations. Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head for speaking truth. She didn't retreat. She rose. She spoke louder. Her vision became global. What's your excuse again? Too tired? Too old? Too hard? No, that's the language of a mind seduced by doubt. Change the language, and you change the life. Say this instead: I was born to overcome. I am built for the climb. I don't break, I build. Because when you shift your words, you shift your world. Do not let your present emotions cancel your future masterpiece. You have no idea how close you are. Most people quit in the valley right before the breakthrough. They feel the pressure rise and mistake it for collapse when it was actually birth. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. So stay. Stay long enough to see what happens if you keep believing. Feed the vision one more day, one more hour, one more breath. Let your vision become your obsession, not in a toxic way, but in a sacred way. Let it dominate your mind. Let it shape your habits. Let it refine your circle. Let it influence the way you walk into every room, not with arrogance, but with alignment. You are not here by accident. You were placed on this planet with a specific pattern, a set of gifts, a design coded only to you, but the only way to unlock it is through vision. Not blind ambition, not hustle for the sake of noise. Vision. The kind that brings you peace, not just applause. The kind that keeps you centered, not scattered. The kind that grows stronger when things fall apart, not weaker. That vision will guide you when the lights go out. It will keep your hands moving when your heart is heavy. It will whisper truth when the world screams lies. And one day, when you stand in the reality you once could only imagine, you'll realize something powerful. Every delay, every detour, every hardship was not punishment. It was preparation. You weren't being held back. You were being aligned. Because vision is not about speed, it's about trajectory. It's not how fast you move. It's how aligned you stay. So get aligned. With your future, with your values. With your power. You do not have time to live small. You do not have the luxury of playing safe. There is something in you, something sacred that the world needs. And every moment you delay is a moment withheld from the people waiting on your courage. So rise, not tomorrow, now. Speak it, live it, be it. You are the builder, the author, the architect of the unseen. And from this moment forward, you starve your doubts. You feed your vision, and you never look back.